Hello and welcome to Mr. E's Watch Reviews. Excuse me. Here, I just want to go ahead and tell you guys. I want to say thank you to my buddy Andrew over here in Aberdeenshire, Scotland. This is from their local distillery. I've never actually heard of this brand, but that doesn't mean nothing because I'm not a big drinker. But I do know single malt Scotch whiskey is some of the best stuff. That means it hasn't been mixed with other ones. It's just out of a single cask. This is a 12-year-old Scotch. He has advised me the best way to do this was with mix it with just a little bit of mineral water so it releases all the effervescence, the flavors and aromas. Basically, you got to use mineral water, like straight up, real mineral water, no more than 25% mix. No more than 25%. Like preferably just a little bit less. But he said to enjoy that with a nice big old cigar. I don't know about the cigar part. I'll probably have some cigarettes or some other smokable stuff. But yeah, it's from the Highlands. Well, yeah, that makes it seem even more appropriate then. Well, like I said, I just want to say thank you to Andrew for this. And again, we're also going to thank Mr. Duncan, the Time Bombardier, for his wonderful gift of the bright orange ankle bracelet watch. Sorry, does everybody thinks I'm on house arrest when I wear that thing? I'm going to read this thing to you guys real fast, but I can't read it through the camera, so hang on a second. All right. The location chosen by John Alexander Mason for their new malt whiskey distillery in 1797 was an obvious one. Old Meldrum in the celebrated valley of the Garrick was named the granary the granary of Aberdeenshire, famous for producing the finest golden barley in all of Scotland. Steeped in legacy and narrative, Glen Garrick, pronounced Jerry in the ancient Doric dialect of Aberdeenshire, is evocative of the Scottish Highlands, culturally distinct, influenced by tradition and over 200 years of history. And of course, the little bottle in here, as y'all can see, is 48% alcohol by volume. It's good looking stuff too. I can't wait to actually try it, because I'm not a big drinker. I've had 18-year-old Scotch, but again, I believe it was a blend. It might have been a single malt. It was Johnny Walker Gold, so it wasn't the cheap stuff. But I think this is going to be way better. Way better. So, thank you again, Andrew. I really appreciate that. Andrew Lyons. All right. So, what we're really here for today, I got me another box. I got me a box. That's about as good as my English, British, or Irish attempt at an accent gets. Like, if I ever go over there, I'm going to be fucked. They're going to be like, oh, you're straight up a fucking American. We know. Like, there's no way I could pull it off. Which is crazy because I'm like mostly of Scotch-Irish descent. But I've got a French last name. But, that happens. That happens. Let's see. Oh, they put the tools in a little bag. Oh. All right. This one here should be the San Martin Blue and Gold that I've been waiting for friggin' ever. Forever. It's like 20 years later. All right. Ooh, it looks pretty good through the damn doohickey there. Oh, shit. Oh, man, that does look good. That is spiffy. I'm a sucker for the two-tone. Man, that does look really good. See, it's got the same pusher clasp. Fold over. Double pusher milled. I do like this one a lot better than the ones that they have on the other ones. You know, it looks more like what I like. Again, I'm going to give them a break because there's a billion holes or micro adjust. So you should be able to get a real good fit on this. I was able to get a real good fit on the black and gold one. But, you know, it would be better with a quick adjust. A quick adjust. Quick adjust. Yes, we want the glide lock. All right. Let's go ahead and unwrap this bad boy. Go ahead and pop it all. Get all this stuff off of here. So many see that gold shiny stuff. Come on, get off of there. And they saran wrap the shit out of this. Ah, there we go. Ooh, yeah. Man. I love the blue. Like, the San Martin blue is on point. Like, their blue is fucking, yeah. It's just, like my Sn017, the blue on it, I just on point. That's what really made me get this one. It was like, man, that one looks so good. And the blue on the bezel looks like it matches the dial very nice. Bezel feels good. One thing I do like about these, they have the loom pip, but it's actually recessed. Like, and for somebody like me who will bang that on some shit and knock it right on off, that's awesome. I really like that. Man, this ain't sharp looking. Thing off the back there. And they do sticker these things up big time. I think I was wearing one the other night, and actually I was still finding stickers on it. I was like, oh, holy shit. And like, I'd been wearing this watch for a while. I felt kind of dumb. I was like, well, actually, I think it was the Black Bay 58. Matter of fact, it was, because that's the one that was sitting right here. It was down in the clasp on the little runner pieces. But, yep, nice solid case back. In-link fit is pretty good. There's a little bit of play. You can see it. You can see the little gap closing up there. So, I got to be honest. I don't really notice that normally on most of my other ones. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so, they might be slacking a little bit here with the bracelet. Let me actually check that black one. Hang on. Okay, I went and grabbed the black one. All right, so let's pop this off here. Let's see how that one feels. And see, this one ain't got no movement. This side might have this teeny tiny bit, but not really. So this one, in comparison to this one, the black one's made better. Like, this bracelet, it's got a little bit of wiggle. Oh, and San Martin's starting to lose their shit. Makes me wonder. That makes me wonder. Are they starting to slip some? Because I know that they were hard pressed to get these out. Like, they were sold out of them. And then when I ordered it up on the last sale, it took forever for it to finally ship. So I'm guessing they just had to have a while before they got them restocked. But if you can catch this one on the right sale, I got both of these watches for under $115. And I'm talking about $115 with the tax and the shipping. Like, I want to say I got this one for like $111, and I got this one for like $112. So NH35A movement, you can't go wrong with that. You just, these are excellent looking watches for $100. Let's go ahead and bust out the micrometer. I'm sure it's going to be the exact same as the other one, but like the bezel actually measured in at like 40. They say the case is 40 and a half, which that checks out. At the crown guard is 42.24, including the crown is 44.2, 12.6 mil thick. So that's very acceptable. See, north to south, and lug to lug, 47.6. And what should be 20 mil. And see, to cut this just a little bit too big. It's 0.2 millimeter too big on the inside. That's why we got a little bit of slop. Yep. That case is cut wrong. So we done found out. So you may want to be definitely careful on these ones, just because I said that I know is not right. It shouldn't be 20.2. But that's why there's wiggle. There's 0.1 millimeter on each end. Too much cut out. Shame, San Martin. We know your name. But again, for $100, if that's all I got to bitch about, I guess it's not. This is not too bad. All in all, I'm going to have to size that bad boy up. Let's see. I won't make y'all sit through it, but hang on. Okay, so I finally got it all sized up. I'm just going to put it like this. Be glad I paused it, y'all. I was struggling. There were a couple of screws that just did not want to come out quite right. It's kind of crazy because it looks like... Oh, damn it. See, that's one of the reasons why I don't like when they do the double pushers on a clasp like this, because I'm so used to a clasp that looks like this, just being a fold over, pop it off clasp. I'm constantly trying to lift up on it, and one of these times I'm going to wind up breaking them stupid pushers. But shit, what was I getting ready to say? What was I going to tell y'all? Yeah, I was having a hard time with the stupid screws because it almost, like, I don't know if y'all can see, like that screw right there, it was just fighting me tooth and nail. Like, it just did not want to screw out or screw back in, and I had to use the exact screw that I took out of this. So it kind of leads me to believe that it might be a little cockeyed on this side. That it did not like it at all. It was not having it at all. But, you know, bracelet does seem to articulate nice. No kinks. It's not being kinky. Send its ass back. No, I'm just playing. We don't want it to be kinky. We don't want no kinky in our watches. I know they were having some kind of a tarnish issue on some of the watches. What the hell we got going on here? Is that what we're talking about right there? Y'all see that? You know, that fucking the bracelet is tarnished. Yeah. Yeah, this side too. This side also. That's not cool at all. That's not coming off. I'm just trying to make sure I ain't leave no little thing on there or nothing, like, you know, from saran wrap or whatever. But yeah, no. That is not coming off of there. I'm going to have to complain to them because this is some nonsense. I waited a long time for this watch. I mean, it was one thing when they were selling them and they said they had, little blemishes and slight discolorations. I mean, again, they were selling it for right around that same price. But I don't remember seeing that being advertised on this go round with being discolored. Because, I mean, this one isn't. This one's got fingerprints all over it. Actually, I take it back. This one is too. I just did not notice it before. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, that's not cool at all. I'm gonna have to contact them about that. That's some bullshit. All right, then, you guys. As much as I am liking these watches, I am very disappointed right this second. And again, I mean, I know for all the hardcore like Rolex people, like, well, it's not fucking real gold. What did you expect? Well, I mean, I got a bunch of them that fucking got fake gold links on them, but you know what I'm saying? None of them look like this. That's some horse shit. It's a damn shame too, because it's such a good looking watch otherwise. I mean, luckily, I guess it's not like super noticeable, but yeah. Yeah. Damn it. Oh, I hate it when that shit kind of pops up and all of a sudden just like, oh, fuck, now I can't unsee it. Because I hadn't even noticed it on this one. I just hadn't really had it in the right light and all that other kind of shit. I don't know. I'm going to go give him a bath and some hot soju water and see if that shit comes off. But if not, I'm going to be filing some complaint. Bullshit. Bullshit, I tell you. Bullschlacker. So, I don't know. How's everybody else doing? How are the holidays? You getting you down? Joe, how you enjoying that silent service? Tell everybody else what you told me about it. That's all I'm saying. Just so you guys know, I will be doing a full review on the Traveler this weekend. The other day was just really the unboxing. I'll be doing a full comparison between it and the Diver, head to head, do all the measurements. We'll go through the whole shebang. Other than that, why is this all blurry? Don't be blurry. Be in focus. Other than that, the watch does seem to fit quite nice, which is not surprising. You guys have seen my state of the collection video. You should know is, I got a type. And just a couple of things, a couple of questions that were asked. Like one person asked, why not sell all these watches and go give me a proper Rolex? Well, I'm going to give you all the little backstory on Ed. Essentially, a year ago, I went out to go get me a watch because I just decided I wanted one. And to be perfectly honest, I had never heard of San Martin, Pagani, Invicta, Tudor. I had never heard of none of these brands. Never knew nothing about them. Seiko, didn't give a shit. All I knew is that Rolex was the bomb and that I wanted a Rolex. I didn't know shit else about them. I couldn't have picked out one Rolex model from another. If it didn't say Rolex on it, I wouldn't have been able to, oh, it's that one. So, I knew absolutely dick about watches, period. So, I go to the AD. They didn't have nothing. I wound up going over to Long Jewelers and Madison Jewelers, which are both gray dealers here in the area that have usually quite a nice selection. Long's had a very extensive selection. You know, when I went in there at that time, he had watches that were from the 80s, 90s. He actually had a Smurf in the case. He actually had a Hulk in the case. He had the Batman. He actually had a couple of those. But at any rate, he had basically all these cool watches. He had the Kermit. You know, and like as I'm looking at them and whatnot, of course, I didn't even know what I was looking at, and all the ones that I really liked right off the back were the most fucking expensive ones in the world. You know, the bluesy, you know what I'm saying, the Smurf, which obviously you guys know me by now. You know why. Duh. It's the blue. The Batman. And of course I like the Kermit because I was like, oh man, green. I like green. Yeah. So Mr. Long, the owner of the store, actually gave me a very fast, not like he was trying to rush me, but like just a crash course in what to expect and what to be looking for. And like, you know, just some stuff about Rolex. But then, you know, he got kind of irritated with me because, you know, like he had a couple of watches that were like $9,000, you know, that were, I think, from the 80s. That I was just like, nah, I don't want to pay that much for a watch that old. And, you know, like because they showed me the newer stuff first. So once I saw the newer ones and with the glide locks and the ceramic and the this and the that, and I was like, man, you know, the ones with the scratched up bezels and shit like that, you're calling patina, I'm calling beat up, you know. So at any rate, go over to Madison's Jewelers. They had several, you know, again, reasonably priced in comparison to what I understand and know now is to what they go for and all that kind of stuff. However, again, I already knew, because having been on the Rolex website after this, the brand new one was only supposed to be like $10,000. And when they're wanting $11,000 and $12,000 for a 20-year-old watch, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, nah, man, I don't want to pay more than whatever the brand new one cost. I mean, that just seems stupid to me. Again, this is all coming from a person who knows nothing or knew nothing about watches or horology or fucking how the system works. It just seemed stupid to me. I'm just like, no. That'd be like going to the used car lot and paying as much for a used car as for a new car. The fuck? I mean, whose dumbass would do that? I mean, I guess somebody that's got bad credit and, you know, that's kind of what they got to do. But, man, other than that kind of a scenario, no, screw that shit. So, fast forward, you know, I'm pissed because I can't walk in and walk out with a fucking watch, even though I got the money and everything like that. And it's, you know, just like, nah, just, you know, I'm not doing the gray market thing. I'm not doing this other thing. You know, what other options do I have? So I started searching what other watches are as good as Rolex. And that's when I learned about like Omega and like Tudor and Squale and you know, a whole bunch of other, you know, watches and stuff like that. And see, what my problem was, though, I wanted a good quality watch, but I wasn't like, I didn't want to dive into the tens of thousands pool with the Rolexes. The only reason why I was even kind of slightly contemplating it was just because I knew that they had a reputation of being able to sell for more money. But these other watches, I'm like, yo, man, $600 for a watch, you know, a couple $1,000s for a watch. Like, man, if I'm spending that couple $1,000, I might as well just go ahead and go get the Rolex. But again, I'm stuck with the dilemma of I can't have one now unless I go to the gray market and get butt fucked. And I'm not doing that. So, you know, Nico, all them guys, you know, sorry, y'all. But yeah, that's what y'all are doing. Y'all just, you know, y'all are getting fucked on buying them and then fucking somebody else on selling them, you know, at these crazy high prices. Just, you know, I know all you guys that got Rolex are like, man, shut up, Ed. But it just, you know, I don't know. Like I said, it's real hard for me to wrap my head around because, like I said, you know, I've got 8 vehicles, including a boat and 2 trailers. And I don't mean like a little John boat, y'all. I'm talking about a 21 fucking foot boat with a cabin. You know, it's a nice boat that you can go out and weekend on. You know what I'm saying? And all of that, it would be one Rolex. Like one bluesy, brand new off the shelf for like 21 or 22 fucking Submariner. So, you know, and I'm going to tell you right now, you get more bitches with a boat than you do with a watch. All right, and they get into bikinis on a boat. They don't do that just over a watch. You know, you got to have a special one that wants to do that just over a watch. You know, but what was it? Where was it going with all this? Oh, so anyway, so I couldn't get no watches. I couldn't do this, couldn't do that. I started watching different watch review channels, specifically just one more watch, and it was a real slippery slope after that because once I learned about homages, because I wasn't opposed to replicas either, just being honest, but again, not knowing no better and not really giving a fuck. So now that I know what I know and whatnot, I just, I do feel slightly different, but they made enough goddamn watches and shit, we wouldn't have that problem, would we? You know? So, I mean, whose fault is it really? Fucking speed up production, do something. I know everybody's like, well, they can't do that. They don't want to sacrifice their quality. Well, they're friggin' Rolex. Aren't they ingenuitive enough to figure out some way to be able to keep the quality and speed up production at the same time? I mean, damn. There's got to be some way to do it. But I digress. Back to my point. How we got to here and having a review channel. So I started off with, I found an article and somebody was just singing the praises of the Invicta 9026B OB or something like that. I don't know. The first Invictus I got. I can't remember the damn part number. Yeah, it's like something like 9626 OB or something like that, or 2696. I don't know. But at any rate, I wound up getting the Invictus. Got a bunch of them, got like 10 of them. Then all of a sudden I seen a video on Pagani. I'm like, oh shit, there's other brands that do this too? So then I was like, oh, the Pagani's got the bigger case. So then I had the big case and the small case. Cool. But once I got all these watches and everything, they were all beautiful and I liked them, but the lume sucked on all of them. So then it was kind of in search of a super good watch that didn't cost a ton, that had good lume, and then I found my Geno's. And I was like, oh, well, shit, they do cost a lot. But everything I saw about them was, you won't need to buy no more watches after this. This is the one. And sure enough, honestly, they are the one for me. Like, Geno is the one for me. I mean, honestly, I really like their product. I like the customer service. The fucking product is phenomenal, especially for the price point, because, I was hesitant, but everything I saw, especially with the Ocean Rover, because that was the one I was really after, was just like awesome review after awesome review after awesome review. And I was like, oh my God, I've got to see this thing in person. Then John broke my heart and told me I couldn't have one because they were discontinued. But told me all about the silent service. So I placed the order for the silent service, and asked to be put on a wait list, side list, just in case somebody didn't want their fucking Ocean Rover 2 list, which he said that did exist. Long story short is I got me my Ocean Rover 2 also. And that was just happy, happy days. Like when he sent me that little link, buddy, I couldn't pay for it fast enough. So like if I absolutely had to get rid of everything I had except for 2 or 3, like it would probably be them 2 and maybe the blue San Martin if I had to just keep just 3. But as y'all can tell by my state of the collection, that's not happening. I like my watches. I wear all of them. I fucking alternate all of them in and out. I switch up daily, regularly, hourly sometimes. It just depends on my mood. But at any rate, yeah. So once I got the Genoes, then I was like, man, you know what? I got enough watches to start a friggin' watch channel. I was like, and everybody wants to see these Genoa watches. So that's how the watch channel got started. You know what I'm saying? I started off with the Invictas, waiting for the Genoas to show up. I did them, the Paganis, and then, you know, the Genoas finally showed up, and boom, the channel was born. So Mr. E's Watch Reviews, I guess, has a lot to owe to Genoa. So thanks, John. And thank all y'all for watching. Please subscribe. I'll check y'all later. Bye.